Hey guys and girls, and welcome to a brand new series. Right, it's actually been a very long time since my last pickup video. I think it was about just over a year ago. I think it was probably like December 2017, I want to say. And I have picked up a considerable amount since that time, but I'm not going to show you it all in one video. I'm going to do it across like 2 or 3 videos just to make it a little bit easily digestible. So without further ado, let's get on with the first pickups. This first one I bought quite some time ago, as is going to be the case for quite a few things, and I undenied about it at first, but I was like, you know what, let's bite the bullet. And that was the Sinclair ZX Spectrum Plus 2 James Bond 007 Action Pack. Takes up most of the bloody screen here. Now, contrary to popular, well, I won't say popular opinion, on the sticker there, as you can see, it did not cost me a penny, unfortunately, but it does have a game station sticker on it, and it did cost, at least from there anyway, £90. £90 just for this. Now, I actually paid 60 quid for this, which under normal circumstances I'd be like, yeah, no, I'm not paying 60 quid just for something like this. But it did have quite a few things to sweeten the deal. Now, the first thing, unfortunately, it doesn't come with the James Bond Action Pack contents, which, let's have a quick look, see what they would have been. Yeah, there we are, there, just on the side there. I don't even need to push the box too close to the camera because it's quite a large box. So yeah, it would have come with a light gun, comes with power supply, instruction manual, and the ZX Spectrum Plus 2 Action Pack, which I'm assuming is like the contents of the game itself, mission, game instructions, and software audio tape. It doesn't come with about a good chunk of those, but what it does come with, I'll just drag this out. So it does come with the light gun, which is actually quite pleasing. I haven't had the chance to use this yet because I don't know what games I have actually used the light gun, but it's going to be cool to find out. So yeah, it does come with the light gun, and also comes with the standard ZX Spectrum box. Pop that down there. There we go. Yeah, this is the ordinary As You Like Spectrum box. I thought it was upside down for a second, but it's not. No, because it's upside down on this side. Because if you flip it, it's pretty much the same on the other side, and it isn't really. It's just as decorative as it is on all four corners on the other sides of that. Of course, because I'm manoeuvring this box so easily, you can probably imagine the Spectrum isn't in there. It's because the Spectrum is right here. Now, actually, this was actually my very first computer. I'd never had the Spectrum 48K because that belonged to an uncle of mine, and yeah, my parents, I can't remember if it was both my parents or just my dad, one or the other, but they actually got me my original ZX Spectrum Plus 2, and this is the Plus 2A model. So I'm not 100% sure what happened to my original, but it was nice to get hold of it again. I'd say it's just as fun as I remember, and I don't know if it's like the way I'm using the keyboard or not, or just me getting older, but I find I'm getting quite a bit of achy wrists or a bit of carpal going on in the fingers as I play it. But it could be just the way that I'm using the keyboard. And of course, the last thing, it does come with a rather meaty instruction booklet. Now, this isn't the case of, you know, one manual, 5 languages. Oh no, this is entirely in English, and it has an unbelievable amount of instructions for a lot of things that you can do with the Spectrum. Unfortunately, when I first had this Spectrum, many years ago, I was far too young to understand any of this. All I knew was load, quotation mark, or speech marks, whichever it is, I can never remember. But yeah, load, that, enter. Well, you don't even need to do that on the Plus 2, or probably even on the 128K. All you do is just go to the loader setting and just press enter, press play, and then just wait for the game to load. Good times they were. Yeah, so it's a pretty meaty package, and it actually did get a lot meatier because, like I said before, I paid 60 quid for this, which under normal circumstances I would have said no, but it came with a lot of games, and when I say a lot of games, I do mean a lot of games. It came with not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 of these tape holders, each of which holds 12 cassettes. Now, I'm not going to show them all at once because they're actually all over there, way out of the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post up a picture instead of all of the games all in one, but that's pretty much and pretty much what came with it. So what's that? 5 times 12, so that's 60 games straight off the bat. And we're not done there yet either, not at all, because it didn't just come with these cassette holders. It came with a few more games as well, just, you know, because they wouldn't fit in here obviously. We got Survival, Taskword 2 or Taskword, I'm not sure how that's pronounced, Make a Chip, Reactor, and finally The Great Space Race. So all told, that's 65 games, a light gun, the box, the outer box, unfortunately not the James Bond package contents, and obviously the system itself for 60 quid. That is a bargain, especially when you take into consideration that's less than £1 for each game, and essentially you get a free Spectrum with it. That's the way I'm looking at it anyway. So that's not quite it for ZX Spectrum wise. I have gone out of my way to start reacquiring games that I did have in my childhood and pick up any other games that looked interesting. This is a small amount of games that I got from, I think it was probably from the more recent London gaming market I went to. I can't remember exactly which one I got this from, and I honestly can't remember if I showed these games before already, but I'm going to show them off anyway. Now, Ghostbusters, very good game, very strategic. You've got to really think about what you're doing with this one. Super Robin Hood, game developed by the Oliver twins, and it's actually really good. It's very well animated, very well programmed, and it controls really well. Next up, the Spectrum version of Wonder Boy, very good. I've played better versions, but this is pretty good. And this is a game that anyone in the UK, upon seeing who is on the front of the on the cover, they're going to think, oh dear. Yeah, it is called Super Trolley, and on the front there is Jimmy Savile, as seen on BBC TV's Jim Will Fix It. And the reason why people in the UK all go, ooh, never mind, Jimmy Savile turned out to be a very naughty boy. I'm not going to go into why, but Wikipedia exists for a reason, so if you guys want to find out, best of luck to you. And a trio of games which I really did want to get hold of again. Well, one of them not so much, but it completes the trilogy anyway. And that is the Renegade series. We've got Renegade 1, which is actually a conversion of the original coin-op. I was going to say Renegade 2. Target Renegade, which is its own, which is Renegade's own sequel, and that not actually part of the original whole franchise that Renegade itself spawned from. So this is dropped on the table. Yeah, but this is a really good game. An uncle of mine used to play this all the time. In fact, both me and my uncle used to play this all the time because it's 2-player co-op. It's really good. And I think Renegade 1 was 2-player as well, but it wasn't 2-player co-op. It was 2-player alternate. And finally, Renegade 3. This is the black sheep of the Renegade trilogy, and is considered to be the absolute worst of the 3 games. It's not a very good game. I remember playing this back in the day and not having fun with it at all. Like I said, the only reason I got it is just so I can complete the trilogy. So that's that for Spectrum pickups. That was actually quite a chunky collection, actually, but I'm actually quite pleased with it. You know, £60, pretty much essentially a bargain, because I went on eBay and I searched for boxed Spectrums and what have you. A lot of them were around about that price tag, but without, you know, the vast amount of games. So as far as I'm concerned, that was a bargain. I was more than happy to pick that up. Alright, moving on, and to something a bit more recent, I managed to pick up the Sony analog controller for the PlayStation 1. Now, this is not the DualShock. This is just quite simply the analog controller. And I've been looking out for one of these for ages, and as you see from the price tag there, it only cost me £3.50. Which was really cool, because I've seen this go for about 10 quid on eBay, and I'm like, you know, I really want the analog controller, but I don't want to pay that much for it. So I saw this in eBay, on eBay, in CEX, £3.50. I was like, I've got to get this. And it's really, really comfortable. And this is like, this feels slightly different from the other DualShocks. Why is that? It's because the handles are actually considerably longer. Let's bring, for example, the DualShock 3. And if we just pop them side by side, you can see there's a considerable difference between the length of the handle. It's amazing. I would bring my my DualShock 4 to compare as well, but I haven't got it nearby at the moment. But yeah, the DualShock 4 is the same length as the analog controller, so that's why it felt really weird, but at the same time, really rather comfortable. Because on the DualShocks, I really dislike using the sticks because your thumbs go in, and that kind of feels a little unnatural to me. And it's just like, ugh. Whereas on this and on the DualShock 4, your thumbs are still, yes, they're pretty much still going upwards, so they're not going too far across. But that's just me, you know, that's just my preference. So yeah, DualShock, not DualShock, just the straightforward analog controller, £3.50 from CEX. What a bargain. Never thought I'd say that about CEX. Well, I do sometimes. Right. Now next up, I'm going to make this the last pickup for this video. But it's going to be a very special one. I'm just going to pop that down there. I got for Christmas the Sony PlayStation Classic. Now, I was umming and ahhing about this for a while, especially after the reviews came out, pretty much exposing this to be a somewhat subpar emulation machine, especially when you compare it to the NES Classic, and probably the SNES Classic as well. I assume I don't have a SNES Classic because I can't justify having one because I've got most of the games on there. But the PlayStation Classic, when the games came out, I was like, okay, alright, let me just go by each game one by one and work out, you know, if it's worth playing it or not. And, you know, with the exception of, let's have a look, see, with the exception of Persona and, where is it? It's here somewhere. It's in alphabetical order as well. How the hell am I not finding it? There we go. Besides Persona and Final Fantasy VII, which I have no interest in playing because they're RPGs, and I'm not particularly big fan of RPGs, I thought to myself, yeah, I'll give it a go, because you've got the likes of games that I am familiar with and games that I have played before. You got Destruction Derby, GTA, Kurushi, which is known as Intelligent Cube on here, Metal Gear, Abe's Odyssey, Resident Evil, Rayman, Ridge Racer Type 4, Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, and Tekken 3. You know, those games I'm already familiar with and have played and enjoyed, so, you know, that alone probably would be worth it. And other games on there as well that I knew I'd probably give a try, like Twisted Metal and Mr. Driller, Jumping Flash, and Cool Borders and Battle Arena Toshinden. You know, they don't look too bad, so I thought, you know, it might be worth it. It's, you know, it's got a good strong percentage as far as the games are concerned that I would try out and the games that I know. With only 2 games I would just outright say no to, so as far as I'm concerned, the game lineup was alright, it's fine. Then the reviews started coming out and I was like, ooh, okay, this doesn't sound like it might be worth it or not. But Christmas rolled around, and much like my missus did with the NES Mini, she got me the PlayStation Classic for Christmas. I was like, okay, cool, not a problem. I don't mind getting this for what is essentially free. And it's actually really well packaged as well. It's like I haven't opened it from the top, just the bottom just kind of just opened up for me when I first got it. So you got the outer box, which is really cool, and then you got a second box, and finally the box itself. And of course, as you can see, the PlayStation Classic isn't in there because it's in my lap. It always has been. But I really like the build quality of the PlayStation Classic. It's actually got a good quality feel to it, and it is essentially one-to-one with the original PlayStation. There's like one minor detail in there that doesn't really worth covering. And of course, it's got the 2 controllers. And one thing I discovered about the controllers is that the USB cable is simply connected to the small board inside there, as you would connect it to, like, for example, to the end of the DualShock 3. So what you can do if you're feeling crafty is you can open it up, take this cable out, detach it, and insert a new cable, for example a 3-meter cable, like I've done with my other one. And as for the games themselves, they're not bad. I mean, I can see where they fall short, especially versus the original versions. But on the whole, you know, they're not that bad. I mean, on Christmas Day, I played and rinsed Tekken 3, pretty much unlocking everybody with the exception of Dr. Boskonovich, because I really don't care for him. And it was all good fun. Yeah, I gave, you know, a good go on GTA, I gave a go on Abe's Odyssey and Rayman, you know, all those kind of games. And I haven't tried the games that I said that I would give a go just yet, but you know, I've always got time. So on the whole, the Sony PlayStation Classic, it gets, let's give it a score. It's like a 6 out of 10, shall we say. As far as, you know, emulation is concerned, you know, this could have been a hell of a lot better. And I know you can hack this to get Bleem Sync on this, so I'm looking to doing that. I just have a fear that I may brick my machine, but I probably won't. I mean, there's plenty of tutorials out there to ensure that you don't do that. So yeah, that's going to be for this video, guys. So until next time, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you then. Bye bye for now.